two big moves over the weekend. So Trevor Story to the Red Sox, Carlos Correa to Minnesota. So, which team needed a signing more, and which guy has improved his fantasy potential? Twins win total sits at 80.5, Red Sox 85.5.
I think in terms of which team needs the signing more, you could make the case it was the Red Sox just because of how strong the top of that division is, but I think it's probably the Twins. If you looked at their offseason up to this point, they were super busy, but the general consensus was, man, this doesn't quite make sense unless there's some follow-up. And man, they got the best possible follow-up you could ask for. I think most people would have had Carlos Correa as the top free agent entering the season. Certainly in terms of projected WAR, that was him in many places. So you got a team that they did trade away a star in Josh Donaldson, and doing that while also adding a good pitcher in Sonny Gray, and now Correa to sort of replace that offense that they lost in Donaldson. I think it's definitely a pretty strong net positive overall for the Twins. In terms of individual fantasy value, I like Story's move more just because Minnesota is not a great park for Correa to be going to. And while the team is improving because of Correa himself, it's not an amazing lineup. Story, on the other hand, it's obviously a big downgrade if you're looking at him compared to Coors Field where he was last year. But if you looked at him compared to any given park where he could have signed this winter, Boston's one of the best ones out there. In terms of StatCast park factors for weighted on base average, which is sort of the best overall offense stat, Fenway actually ranks second behind Coors Field. So it's as small of a drop as Story could have gotten there, and he gets to join a deep lineup. So I think he should be quite happy with where he lands from a fantasy perspective.
Oh, and I'm being told Nick Friar has joined us. Nick is here. He's ready to talk about the two big moves over the weekend. Trevor Story to the Sox, Carlos Correa to Minnesota. So, Nick, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I don't understand what the Twins exactly are trying to do here. I mean, I understand adding talent and everything, but when you're looking at where they were last year, I get you want to improve, but still, is this the best use of your money? And of course, it's a very player-friendly contract for Correa, so it's a great move on his end. Again, if you don't want to win, though. But when you look at so I think the Red Sox move is the better move here, just in terms of trying to improve, your chances at winning a title this season. And for the Red Sox too, I know that Erik kind of hit on it a little bit with Story and how it's, of course, anywhere he goes to is going to be a downgrade from Coors Field. But still, I look at Fenway Park and I look at that Green Monster and I see what it's done for a lot of guys over the course of their career when guys have kind of been going in the wrong direction. So I think Story is still going to do pretty well. When you look at his ISO too, I know Erik already hit on his WOBA, but when you look at his ISO, I know it was like 300 over his career at Coors Field. It's still at a cool 201 away from Coors Field. So you go and put him at still a hitter-friendly ballpark, a hitter-friendly division, and I like this move by the Red Sox quite a bit.